Hello and welcome to today's video. We're going to preview LCS heading into summer split, not split 3. Obviously, 8-team region. Over here we have the cumulative player rankings. When we take each role ranked against each other within the region, TL actually ends up being the top ranked team statistically based on player stats. This does factor in strength of schedule. Now, after that, though, you have the power rankings. This is where the teams rank based on team stats. And these are the results: regular season in spring, playoff finish in spring, championship points, theoretically, if we combine LCS lock in and spring season, determining who's been the best team over the season as far as results are concerned. So, movement. Not a lot of movement in LCS. Really, all we have are Cloud9 going with a 7-man roster. They've brought back Loki, who played with Breon this season. Really struggled with Breon. Played very briefly, I think, remotely in ERLs as well. And then we have Tactical returning to the LCS. Obviously, formerly of Team Liquid and TSM, I believe. A player that is his reputation supersedes him. And then Dignitas brought in Denather in place of Photon, which is a move. We'll talk about that a bit. Lion, Castle is gone. Castle is unemployed, which is a shame because Castle may be the best, second best top laner in the region, which is puzzling, very puzzling. And then Shopify have Zazel at support now as Seos returned to Brazil. So in solo lanes, Team Liquid and Lion are tied. Dokla's first amongst top laners statistically, and Saint is the top ranked mid laner. And then vice versa, second place for Quid, as well as, Quid's first, Dokla's first. Why am I citing mid jungle? I don't know, but it's Morgan in second and Saint in second. Then after that, you got Sentinels. Obviously, that pair, after first and second, it kind of becomes a shit show. Everybody's got question marks. You'd like Cloud9 to be better, but now that they've brought in Loki, it affects things with their group. Surti also full-time starter for Disguise. Keep that in mind. But Denather, statistically, even when I nerf his stats, because he played in NACL, he statistically is an upper half top laner. I'm excited to see what he does because really he's not somebody that appeared on the radar statistically earlier on in the season and prior, years prior. So we'll see what happens. Very aggressive. I think he has nearly a 2 ROI, which is insane. You need to be aggressive at this level, but also you could get punished. You have older, experienced top laners in this region that are not super aggressive. Like Morgan's not super aggressive. Impact is not aggressive. I don't really see Dokla in that sort of way. But you have younger guys with Yakos and Thanatos, and Surti isn't very young, but regardless. Mid-jungle duo combination, you may say, how the hell is Inspired and Saint not first? I don't know. Statistically, Jose is very strong. I would pick Inspired over Jose, but Jose is statistically very good, and Quid, of course, is a stud. Then third best mid-jungle duo is Griffin and Quad. Not a shock. You've got Darkwings and Hambach, Blabber, and APA-Loki. Cloud9 are fifth in these power rankings, fifth across the board. Their roster changes. In my opinion, they have to have a tough conversation, and they should have had this tough conversation last offseason. I hate making roster changes in the middle of the season. Seldom do they actually really work. And in my opinion, Blabber is the problem. Now, Blabber domestically is strong. He's one of the best domestic junglers in the West over his career. I would say he might be top 5. If you look at just domestic dominance, he might be a top 5 Western jungler of all time. But once you leave, actually, I don't even say domestic. I want to say domestic regular season. Specify with an asterisk there. domestic regular season. When push comes to shove, playoff time in international events, I hate thinking that players let the pressure get to them, but there is something to be said for the fact that this team has changed everything around Blabber multiple times, and the results are the same. They are good at best and mediocre at worst. The team never really absolutely sucks because Blabber is good enough to get them in the playoffs. He's very good. But when it comes to big moments, it's just this team falls apart. And in the end, he's the player that hasn't changed. You could also blame ownership, theoretically, because ownership hasn't changed. But, that's the thing. And I think of like a Top Esports, right? You think of Top. Cloud9 and Top are very similar. Like, even though Top Esports goes to international events and finishes better than a Cloud9 would, compared to expectations, they're very similar. And Jackie Love has been on that team for a very long time. And I'm not saying Jackie Love and Blabber are equals. They're not. But the thing is, those two teams have swapped players all around their face of their franchise. And the face of their franchise continues to get them only so far. So that's the puzzling one. And I hate making moves during this point of the season. I would not have brought in Loki. I would have went and got Krakow. I would not have imported in a mid. I would have ran APA and then went and got Krakow. He's available. He dominated the LPL. He's serviceable in the LCK. And if Hambuk is upper half in this region, you sure as shit know Krakow's going to come in here and probably be the best jungler. Like, not Inspired's probably better than him, but he's probably second best jungler. Immediately. It's puzzling. You've got to be able to, like, the fact that you have that import slot available frees you up to pick anybody. You could even go with a Yuji, and I mean, I know people. The thing is, he uses an import slot, so people like to say, oh, he's a domestic this and that. Technically an import, so that's a thing. But Blabber is the guy that has to be moved on from. And it's a shame to say because he's been the face of Cloud9 for a very long time. But the reality is, that's the piece that you haven't changed. And I don't think, don't get me wrong, like, Sven is a shell of what he once was. But he is not the problem. At least to me. Now, after that, you got bot lane duos. Team Liquid, Xeon Core JJ, then followed by Rahel Hui. Rahel Hui did fabulous this season thus far. Very strong underlying stats. Berserker and Isles, obviously studs. Then you have Masu and Cryogen in Cloud9. And you say, well, Cloud9, they win the regular. That's only. How many games have they played this season? Do the math. Think about it. Regular season games, and then look at all the rest of the games. What's the percentage? 50-50, 60-40? Well, you got to account for every fucking game. You can't just look at the games you want to care about and not everything. Now, power rankings. Lion is the best team at playing out the game. Macro-wise, they're very strong. They're a top 10 team in the world, and that's why they're competitive at international events. After that, you've got Team Liquid, not a shock. Then Cloud9, because of how well they've done in the regular season. This factors in all games, like I just said. Sentinels, Fly, Disguised, Shopify, Dignitas. Surprisingly, Shopify is above Dignitas. Both teams have won like 5 or 8 games this season, which is absolutely embarrassing. Regular season, Cloud9 finished the best in spring. Of course, Lion won the region, went to MSI. Excuse me. When we combine both splits, Lion is obviously the best. They finished first in both. Cloud9 is second. Then you have Team Liquid, FlyQuest, Sentinels, Disguised, and Shopify both have made playoffs in some, in a region where 8 teams exist, you have 6 teams making the playoffs, so people feel, valued, I guess, or some shit, and make fans feel good going into playoffs because we lower our standards for what a team should be to be worthy of the playoffs, which is also how you hurt your region. You send a team that gets hot to an international event to get absolutely blown out. And really, the reality is you saw 2 months, 3 months of games, and you decided that those 3 months where they were below 500, below average, that they in 2 weeks could turn it around and earn a MSI spot. It's just, or a world spot or whatever. Like, that's just atrocious. It's a joke of a format. You could say, yeah, well, best of ones aren't a good determinant. You're right. We should fix that too. Fix the regular season, which allows for the right teams to make playoffs, the ones that earned it, and then go from there to earn a world spot. But that ruffles feathers because we got to give everybody a feeling like they deserve an opportunity. Fans want to be entertained. This is WWE. I forgot it's not competitive. It's not a competitive thing. It's WWE for a lot of these people. So that's it. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And hope to see you again tomorrow.